folks, Ryan Critchett here from StartupSell.com. I just wanted to have this conversation about really constantly shooting for bigger outcomes all the time, and even growing when you're not comfortable growing. When you're moving to the next level when you're not really comfortable doing that, or you think you shouldn't do that. Based on kind of the common consensus it's interesting how predictable people's psychology is around these kind of things. The common way that people think about these kind of things. So to put it into context, I was watching Barbara Corcoran, who is owns a big real estate company in New York and is a notable entrepreneur. She's on Shark Tank and a couple other things. And I watched her give this long speech. I like to at 10:30 at night when I'm winding down. Sometimes I'll watch these big long speeches from other entrepreneurs that are just talking about their experience. And in the speech, she talks about how one of the things that she learned is sort of this highlighted thing is about moving to the next level when you're not comfortable moving to the next level. Going for growth, even if you may not necessarily have all the money for it, or if you think it's very risky to do that, and sort of trading up. Sort of a similar dynamic to when you can afford another person and a new hire that's going to be an inflection point of your company, but you're like, well, I don't know if we should really do that yet. Let's see if we can save more money, be more comfortable. At that point, it's probably better to just get the hire and then move on. Of course, this is debatable, but and it just made me think about the fact that I've been sort of doing that in my entire time as an entrepreneur, engaging in ventures, and I think it's really critically important to do that. And I think one of the reasons why is because when you make that extra jump and you take the extra step to where you're going to be, you end up in a place where you set up conditions that you have to meet. You set up monetary conditions that you have to meet. If you upgrade your place and you get a bigger spot and there's more rent, and you get another office downtown somewhere, then you have to meet that demand, right? That rent coming in, you have to pay for that. And the expenses coming in, you have to pay for those. And some of the other things that may come with that, you have to pay for that. The loss in business, the loss in time, or the transition, or just the time alone, because it's a currency and it's worth something to you as a founder, because your time is productivity. That's worth something, and you lose a little bit of time there. But I think also what we're really talking about here is you have to think about these kind of things from the perspective of an entrepreneur, not a non-entrepreneur. Because if you're a non-entrepreneur, you may not have just an orders of magnitude higher levels of confidence in your ability to fix that situation or to meet the demand of the new upgrade or the new monetary demand, right? So most people aren't too comfortable and aren't too confident and really skillful, because I think confidence really a lot of times comes with skills. You can't really fake that until you get the skills, until you get the things to back it up. Most people just don't have the skill and the confidence to look at a situation where they put themselves kind of in a corner and have to find their way out or fight their way out and hustle their way out, because it's a very scary situation. But entrepreneurs who have proven their ability to do that, if you've done it in the past and you do it every day, then at the end of the day, it's like, hey, one of the reasons we're willing to take a lot more risks, I think this is really important for the whole entrepreneurial community to sort of for people who think this, it's synthesized with your mind. If people who don't go, oh, that's what's kind of psychologically going on here. Here's part of this dynamic that makes sense. It's entrepreneurs are taking risks in a lot of cases because we're very confident in our ability to make things happen. We think in a way that's I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make a decision, and I have to make that decision work, because we don't want the decision I'm going to make to not work. I'm going to make a decision. We got to make it work. It has to work. And if it doesn't, I'm going to learn things from it. There's always the potential for failure, and that's great because you learn every time. And it's not the end of the world. I think emotionally, it's just we make it far worse than it really is. When things go wrong, and having a way to fix things when things go wrong. Tim Ferriss, approach there is a smart way to go about it. So, hope that makes sense. Tweet it if you loved it, and thanks for watching.